So I've been diligently taking notes of my experience since I've been playing Diablo 4. And some of it is good and some of it is not that great. It's actually been a very mixed bag for me. And I don't know if it's been a lot like that for you guys, so you'll have to let me know in the comment section down below once this video goes live. So I hit level 25 when I started taking these notes, and I still didn't have my mount. And now when I did more investigation, I did find you're probably not going to get your mount until you're between like 35 and 40, somewhere around Act 4. And I just thought it was kind of late, to be honest, especially in a game that's supposed to be like this massive open world feel. You'd think that you'd get your mount a little bit earlier. I felt like it was kind of late, but that's just something that I personally experienced. Dead end trails that lead to nowhere. These are something that I constantly have a gripe with when it comes to a lot of these newer ARPGs, is that there's just built-in dead ends to just be dead ends, I guess. And it always feels bad when you're trying to, you're trying to grind, you're trying to push through the game, and then you hit a dead end and you have to backtrack. Now, it's not as egregious, I think, as Last Epoch. I think Last Epoch, there's definitely a lot of places I had to backtrack a lot farther than I have in Diablo 4, so I guess that is definitely a win when it comes to these Blizzard games. But it's definitely something I think developers need to think about, because I feel like you shouldn't waste people's time. Like, there should be a purpose. If there's an end, a dead end, there should be like a chest there for some kind of reward because you went and you investigated that area. There should be something and some rhyme or reason that you have to do that. I feel like the dash is a little weird. I feel like it's not really very responsive. I feel like there's kind of like a wind up before it occurs, so it doesn't really you evade for sure, but it doesn't feel like it's fast enough and responsive enough. And it could be maybe me, and maybe I just need to play better, but it just feels really clunky and weird. I don't feel like the evade button works very well. And I think when it comes to like Last Epoch, and I think Path of Exile does this too, where it allows you to do that dash or evade as much as you want, where in Diablo 4 it has a cooldown, which actually kind of feels weird to me. I should be able to, I think, use it as much as I want, I feel like. I don't think like it would be overpowered in any kind of way. I feel like if it was just a bit more responsive when you hit the button, as well as you can use it whenever you want, there's not like a long cooldown on it, which I feel like is kind of silly, because if you're just going to evade and roll and dash the whole time, it kind of defeats the purpose of playing the game. I think people would start, playing with it like, we did in Last Epoch, and then you only use it when you need it, which I think is where players kind of sit on that. I do like the abilities that have longer cooldowns, so they feel like they have weight, and that you have to use them well and purposefully. There's definitely a mindfulness when it comes to the abilities in Diablo 4, and I actually really do enjoy that. I really do like that about the game, and I think that's something that we should continue to have that in ARPGs, because it definitely, you have to think about your abilities now, because they are long cooldowns. They're not just spam and spam and spam, put it on a half-second cooldown or a 1 second cooldown. I really do like the feel of that in this particular ARPG. It's actually done really well. The monster 3D models, there's not enough variety. I don't know if this is a common theme among other players as they play this game. I feel like Last Epoch was the last ARPG I played before this one, if you don't include all the hours that I'm putting into Diablo 2. I feel like the variety is really low, and I feel like the modern models look and feel the same. They're just renamed. So it doesn't really feel like you're going from one place to another, or one region to another, or one area to another. I think something that Last Epoch did really, really well at is that they had kind of themes when you went from one area to another. So if it was like a void theme, or ice theme, or a fire theme, then the different monsters would be their color schemes would change. There would be some variety of ones that you didn't see before, and then their abilities would also reflect what's going on in that area, so you kind of know what's happening on that front. And that's something I feel like Last Epoch did really, really well at, and I think that the developers with Diablo 4 didn't quite hit that mark. The last thing, why are the cutscenes extra gruesome with self-destruction and sacrifice and, unliving, people and stuff like that? And I get it. They're pixels. This is a fantasy made-up world. Why are you worried about this, Jay? Because I feel like you can get away with doing these kinds of things and showing that in the storytelling without actually showing. And I think it's also better, not only better for the storytelling, but then people don't have to see that. I think something that as I have, I guess I should say, gotten older and as I've aged and I've watched a lot of different things, and I've noticed where my lines are, and I've noticed where, okay, this is actually pretty freaking crazy. This is probably something that people should not be seeing, even like young adults, because it just doesn't make me personally feel well. These kinds of things are really icky to me. These are kind of things that I just feel like I shouldn't have to see or experience like any time in my life. And the less gruesome things I have to experience in my life, I think that's really great. And the less things I have to see, it just makes me feel better that I don't have to see those things. So anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you haven't already, definitely consider checking out all my other content. And if you feel like I have earned it, hit that subscribe button, click that bell, turn on notifications so you don't miss a content release or a live stream. Do live stream Friday through Sunday. I try to stream Saturday evening and in the mornings on Saturday and Sunday. And from my family to yours, good night.